My name is Sergeant First Class Robert Groff. I earned the Bronze Star with Valor for my actions I took on April 9, 2004 while in Iraq. The reserve unit that I belonged to was the 724th Transportation Company. Hauling fuel around is one of the critical jobs for the Army. To have fuel on the ground is just as important as them having bullets in their weapons. I grew up in Bartonville. It's a small town here in Illinois. Me and my friends, we used to go play Army out in the woods. We had always talked about joining the Army and going airborne.
Young Robert Groff had always had the love and support of his mom, Sandra, and his stepdad, Tom. So when he was 18 and decided that the local junior college wasn't right for him, they supported his decision to join the United States Army.
I was stationed in Germany, and it was late 1990. They came and told us that all of our leaves had been canceled, that we were being shipped off to Saudi Arabia.
Private Robert Groff would serve for 6 months in Saudi Arabia during the First Gulf War and spend the next 3 years at posts in Germany and Texas. When his tour of duty ended in 1994, Groff decided to leave active duty.
And when I did, I joined the Army Reserves. I was able to attend college full-time, and the Army paid for all of it.
Groff went on to earn a bachelor's degree in accountancy in 1999. And in 2001, he married his longtime sweetheart, Carrie. When duty called again, Sergeant First Class Robert Groff was ready for the challenge.
In November of 2003, we did get the phone call saying we were being mobilized in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Robert Groff returned to active service. In March of 2004, the 724th Transportation Company rolled into Iraq. Sergeant First Class Robert Groff was one of its senior leaders. Groff's unit was soon given a mission to haul more than 100,000 gallons of fuel to the airport in Baghdad.
We rolled out of Camp Anaconda about 10:30 on April 9, 2004, headed south to Baghdad.
As assistant convoy commander, Groff was in a Humvee near the rear of the convoy as they left on the 80-mile drive. Each of the 15 7,000-gallon tankers was manned by a civilian driver, with one of Groff's soldiers riding shotgun.
And for the first 40 minutes to 50 minutes of the convoy, there was normal traffic levels. Everything seemed like another day in Iraq.
As the nearly 2-mile-long convoy rumbled into Baghdad, Groff maintained radio contact with the commander in the lead vehicle. But in an ominous sign of what lay ahead, he noticed that civilian cars and pedestrian traffic had all but disappeared.
It's a good indication that either they're planning to ambush you or there's improvised explosive devices on the road.
Groff soon received word that the lead vehicles were taking small arms fire. And just like that, radio communication with the head of the convoy was lost.
Started seeing enemy fighters shooting at us.
Facing more than 250 enemy fighters, the convoy was taking heavy fire from both sides. The highway was divided by a median with guardrails, making it impossible to turn around. The bullet-riddled tankers, many now leaking fuel, had to keep moving. Acting decisively, Groff and his gunner both engaged the enemy. In the ensuing firefight, one of the trucks swerved in front of Groff's Humvee and lurched to a stop.
I jumped out to help this driver out and to get him into my vehicle.
As enemy fire continued to punish the convoy, more vehicles were destroyed or stuck, leaving drivers and soldiers running for cover. 8 men, pinned down in different places along the route, would be picked up by Sergeant Groff that day. Some were gravely wounded. All were literally stuffed into the Humvee, a vehicle designed to carry just 5.
At some point, my vehicle had been hit. It had no power, wouldn't go anywhere, and we were stuck.
For 20 minutes, Sergeant First Class Robert Groff alternately tried the radio, engaged the enemy from his window, and kept a calm order in the vehicle.
We had 2 guys that wanted to jump out and run down the road. As we were sitting in the vehicle waiting to be extracted, I had a lot of thoughts going through my head.
Years of training had taught Groff how to quickly evaluate a combat situation.
When you have a secure area, don't leave that area. Try to defend it.
Finally, the 11 men in Groff's vehicle were taken to safety by Bradley fighting vehicles from a cavalry unit that had been fighting nearby. For his courage under fire and calm leadership under the most difficult of circumstances, Sergeant First Class Robert Groff was awarded the Bronze Star with Valor. Robert Groff still lives in Bartonville, Illinois. He's a devoted father, husband, and son. Today, in his work as an Army recruiter, Groff can draw from an exciting and varied career given to him by the Army.
The greatest thing that they offered me was education benefits. got my diploma from college. But my job as a recruiter now, it's very fulfilling when I can find a young man or young woman and give them a future. That's what the Army's all about, is giving people futures.
The story of the brave soldiers and civilians who repelled the attack that day is testament to their leaders' selfless service and personal courage, two of the dearest of Army values.
I was decorated for my actions that day, but I felt like I did my job, and I tried to do it the best I could.